Hey folks, welcome to Fyrefly's Follies. I really hope you enjoy the video today. If you do, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out a lot. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope that you will and stick around for a while. When your zucchini vines just keep giving and you have more zucchini than you know what to do with, your neighbors run when they see you coming with more zucchini in hand, you get creative. Today, I'm going to show you how I make cinnamon apple rings with red hots for dehydrating this winter. They make amazing candies once they're dehydrated. So I'm going to start with my vinegar and my water, and I'm just going to put it in a saucepan, put the saucepan on medium high to bring it up. And to that, I'm going to add just a little bit of red food coloring. Now, the recipe calls for a lot more than what I use. I don't mind if mine is pink instead of red. I'm just going to give this a quick stir to distribute it throughout. And I gave up sugar a couple years ago. So I am using erythritol, but you can use sugar, you can use xylitol, you can use sucralose, you can use whatever sweetener you choose to use. So I'm just going to add this to the pan and stir it to dissolve. I'm going to turn the heat on. And ultimately, we're going to bring this up to a simmer. And the last ingredient is a box of RedHot cinnamon candy, just from the movie candy aisle. And we're going to pour the entire box in here, and we're going to let this simmer until the candy has melted completely. I went to the farmer's market with my friend Taryn, and I found huge zucchini for about $1 a piece. So I'm going to process these several ways, but one of the ways that I'm going to do it is to make some RedHot Zapple chips. Now, I'm canning them right now because I don't need them. So once I'm ready for them, all I have to do is drain them and put them on the dehydrator. I'm going to leave the complete recipe in the description box below, but I'm making a small batch because it's just me, so I've adjusted it to suit my needs. So typically I leave the skins on my zucchini, but in this recipe I actually peel the zucchini before I process it. I've sliced them into what would be rings, and I'm just going to take the core out. Now, you can use a long thin knife, you can use a biscuit cutter. I'm using a cookie cutter just to pop the seeds out. And then once they're peeled and the seeds are gone, I'm going to toss them in the bowl that they'll marinate in overnight. I apologize. I have no idea what's going on with the camera. It does focus in a minute. So what I've done is I have brought the syrup up to a good hard simmer, and I've let it simmer until the candy is pretty much melted. Now, once I pour the syrup in, there's probably going to be 2 or 3 little tiny bits of candy left in the pan. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover these with the syrup, and I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to set them off to the side, and I'm going to let them basically steam in that hot syrup for 2 or 3 hours until they cool down. Then I'll be transferring them into a zippy bag and putting them in the refrigerator to soak in the syrup overnight. All right, so our zucchini rings soaked for 24 hours. So now I'm going to pack them into jars. And ultimately, these are going to go on the dehydrator for dehydrated snacks. I'm going to pack them into jars. Once these are dehydrated, you will not be able to tell them from apples.
even my jars up a little bit. Alright. And now I'm going to fill them with syrup. We're going to bring these up to about a ½ inch headspace, but I'll debubble them and top them off. And you are left with a lot of syrup. So I am going to keep that syrup for the next time. And now when we're ready to make them again, I have syrup ready. Alright, so I'm going to debubble. I'm going to get out any air pockets that are down in there. Put that one over there. Alright. And I'm going to top that back up to a ½ inch headspace. Move that out of the way. Toss those to be washed. Alright, so I'm going to take my white vinegar, and because this is syrup, I'm going to clean the rims. Alright, so I'm going to get these in the canner. And I'm going to bring them back up to a boil, and once they're to a boil, I'm going to process them for 10 minutes, and once they come out, I'll bring you back.
Okay, I brought them slowly up to a boil. Again, it was a cold canner. I don't know if I mentioned that before. It was a cold canner with cold jars. So I slowly brought them up to a boil. And once they were at a full boil, I let them process for 10 full minutes. And then I shut the heat off and I've let them sit for about 5 minutes. And this is what we have. Let me get them out and show you. Now, when wintertime rolls around and I'm out of dehydrated flavored apple chips or zucchini chips, I can simply open a jar of these, drain the liquid, lay them on a paper towel for a minute, stick them in the dehydrator and let them run, and I'll end up with red hot cinnamon apple or Zapple crisps. I really hope that you enjoyed the video today, and I apologize for all of the audio issues that I had. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. That really does help my channel out a lot. If you leave a comment, I appreciate it. That gets me seen out there by YouTube. I hope that you'll subscribe and stick around for a while, and if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a great day.